Welcome to the holiday version of Ralph's Sorta True Stories. Now, as I've mentioned before, sorta true means that they're either totally true or they're based on reality or they could happen. So these are sorta true stories around the holidays. Now, this little girl sits on Santa Claus's lap and she says, "Little girl, what would you like for Christmas?" And she says, "Santa, I would like a Barbie and a G.I. Joe." He said, "Oh, no, honey. You mean you want a Barbie and a Ken doll?" "No, Santa, I want a Barbie and a G.I. Joe." "But little girl, Barbie comes with a Ken doll." And the little girl looks very serious and says, "No, Santa, you don't understand. Barbie comes with a G.I. Joe doll." Now, I think that girl's just a little too well educated for her age, frankly. Now, Christmas before this one, I was talking to a guy, and he told me about a parrot that a friend of his got him for Christmas. And this parrot apparently was originally a sailor's parrot because it was just horribly profane. It was rude. If he had a female guest over, he would say unsavory at best things to her. So this guy got so frustrated with this parrot, and he tried to tell him to quit it. He grabbed the parrot and he stuck him in the freezer. After about an hour, he got to feeling bad about this parrot being stuck in the freezer. So he goes and he gets the parrot back, and he looks at the parrot and he says, "Now, are you ready to be a gentleman?" And the parrot says, "Oh, yes, sir, I will. I will always be courteous. I will always be reverent. I will always be diplomatic. I will never give you any trouble again." He said, "Well, that's very good to see that you've learned your lesson." And the parrot said, "Sir, could I ask you just one other question?" He said, "Certainly." He said, "What did the turkey do to piss you off?" At least it got the parrot going the right way. Well, I have another story about Christmas that involves an old man. Now, I happen to be an old man, and these are sort of true stories, but I am not going to confess at this point, particularly on camera, that I am this particular old man. But it happened at Christmas in Rockefeller Center in New York City. You know, they got the giant Christmas tree, they got the skating rink going on. Very, very, very festive. Anyway, this old man's in a bar nearby, and he's having a little shot of Christmas cheer when this beautiful young lady comes up and starts talking to him. Now, I am not going to suggest that she was a working girl, but she might have just been a young lady that liked old men. Anyway, the old man and her get to talking and get to drinking, and the old man says, "You know, I really like you. Let's go over to Harry Winston's right up the street here at the jewelry store, and I want to buy you a diamond ring for Christmas." So they go up the street, and the jeweler starts showing the old man these rings. And he says, No, these are too chintzy cheap. Go back there and find something really nice for this lady." Well, they bring out this $40,000 diamond ring. And the old man says, "Great, that's perfect. Try it on, honey. Oh, it's beautiful. She'll take it. Let me write you a check." So he gets out his checkbook and he writes a check for $40,000. And the jeweler says, "Oh, well, you realize it's Friday afternoon and the banks are already closed. So I can sell you this ring and I can hold it for you. But I'll have to wait till Monday morning and call the bank to make sure your check's cleared. And then you can come pick up the ring." I said, "No, yeah, great. Not a problem, not a problem." So Monday morning comes, and the hotel phone rings. The guy picks up, "Hello." And the guy says, "This is the jeweler down at Harry Winston's. And I want to tell you, I've talked to your bank, and you've got not nearly close enough money to cover the $40,000 check." He said, "You know, your check's going to bounce." He said, Yeah, I know. But let me tell you, I had one hell of a fine weekend." So I guess the old man was kind of smart. Again, no confessions from this end. We also, another old man is Santa Claus. Santa Claus and Christmas, of course, go together. And we know all about the reindeer and delivering the presents and all that. Well, up on the North Pole, December 24th, it was, Santa was having a very, very difficult time because all of his senior elves had gone on strike. And all the young elves were working very slowly. And he wasn't getting all the toys made that he needed. But he finally took this big bag of toys and he went out and he dumped them in the sleigh. And all the slats at the bottom of the sleigh broke. All of the toys went all over the ground. And on top of that, he had 2 of his reindeers that's pregnant. One of them was sick, so he only had 5 reindeers that he was going to have to deliver presents with. So he finally says, dang it, I need a drink. And this milk here, this milk ain't going to cut it. So he goes in to the area where he keeps his whiskey. He opens it up and he finds out the elves drank all of his whiskey. Oh, And he gets to thinking, okay, well, I've got some hard cider up on a shelf. So he goes up and he gets this mason jar of hard cider and he opens the lid and he starts to drink it. And the jar slips out of his hand. It crashes on the floor everywhere. Just glass everywhere. And now he is really cussing under his breath and the doorbell rings. He says, oh, who the heck can that be? And he opens the door and there's a little angel. And the angel's got a Christmas tree. And the angel says, Santa, where would you like me to put this tree? And that, my friends, is the historical reason why you see at Christmas time an angel on top of the tree with the Christmas tree shoved up her behind. Well, that should get your Christmas started. And I want to thank you for watching Ralph's Sort of True Stories. And before you go, I want you to go down at the bottom of that screen. There's a place with a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. And then over there on the side, there's a little box that says subscribe. Hit subscribe, and next to that, a little bell. Hit the bell. It's a Christmas bell. And that way you'll be notified every time we put up a new video. And again, thank you for watching Ralph's Sort of True Stories.